The Chicago Bears offensive line has improved so far this year, and we see that on the record book at 4-2. And now the Bears are in discussion as a playoff team. And with the thick of our schedule coming up after the bye, starting with the Washington Commanders, who have a very tough offensive line, our trenches are going to be put to the test. And the Bears offensive line is playing better, but they've gone against some of the worst defensive lines in football, which is why I want the Bears to be aggressive at the trade deadline and go after an offensive lineman from a team that is likely going to blow things up with how their start to the season's been. And that team, the Cleveland Browns. And they have a player by the name of Wyatt Teller, who is a Pro Bowl and All-Pro offensive guard that could help out this Bears team tremendously. I have a Bears mock trade idea based off some rumors I've seen around the internet, and I'm going to break it all down for you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Before we begin today's episode, though, please hit that like button if you want Ryan Poles to be aggressive at the trade deadline to improve this roster, along with commenting your thoughts on this trade idea for Wyatt Teller, and subscribe to the channel if you're a Bears fan and want to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news and notifications for free. Help us hit 19,000 subscribers. We are almost there. So today's trade target, like I talked about earlier, is Wyatt Teller, a veteran offensive guard from the Cleveland Browns. And the reason why I'm trading with Cleveland is they're just not clicking right now. There's no team chemistry. They're way below expectations, and they're likely going to blow that thing up. This is a good thing for the Chicago Bears to go in and snag their all-pro offensive guard who is in the prime of his career and has time left on his contract. The Bears have seen improvement in their offensive line ever since going with Tevin Jenkins and Matt Pryor at the guard positions. But with Pryor now in the starting lineup, the Bears have less depth in case of an injury, which we know happens to this line all the time. And I would rather safe than sorry and get an all-pro guard to fill in, not only now, but for years to come. So let's go into Wyatt Teller, the 6'4", 315-pound offensive guard, which is a massive man. He's only 29 years old, was drafted in 2018 by the Buffalo Bills out of Virginia Tech, and is a 3-time Pro Bowler the last 3 seasons, and then during that time, a 2-time All-Pro. Remaining time on his contract is also a very good thing. He has this year and 2 years after with $32 million left. An expensive guard, but something we're not used to. And he's arguably one of the best guards in the NFL, going in one of the toughest divisions in football when it comes to the defense. And he's definitely held his own. And with Nate Davis getting off the books next year, because we're definitely releasing him, the Bears are going to have some more money. And why Teller is worth it, let's break down his stats from last year during his All-Pro season. In 2023, he scored a PFF grade of 72.9, 68.6 on run blocking, and a 73.6 on pass blocking. He only had 6 penalties, 6 sacks allowed, 4 quarterback hits, 27 quarterback pressures in 1,200 snaps. The large 6'4" guard covers a lot of space, great at picking up on blitz packages, can hold his own against bigger defensive linemen, really good at not getting penalized. I mean, literally less than a half a percentage of getting penalized. Great on picking up on blitz packages due to his size. Fantastic vision, according to scouts, and he is Mr. Reliable. Right now, he is currently on injured reserve. I'm going to get into that in a second, but that's the first time in his career that he's been injured. And he is doing a fantastic job of getting back quickly because he returns from IR next week. The reason why this trade works out so well, too, is because since he's on IR, the Bears can get him for a little bit cheaper than what they would have got him otherwise. We also need a really solid guard to fill in for the rest of the season in order to protect Caleb Williams against some top defensive linemen, and you get to keep him for a long time. So he's building that relationship with Shane Waldron, Matt Eberflus, Caleb Williams, the rest of the offensive line, and having that all-pro on his status is a great mentor for a young offensive line of Tevin Jenkins, Braxton Jones, and Darnell Wright. We're likely also going to bring in some guys in the draft this upcoming year so he can be the leader of that room and be a solid contributor right out of the gate. And before we get more into today's show, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Lucy. Lucy, one of the newest nicotine pouches on the market, is changing the game. 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco-free, and comes in a variety of different flavors for all your taste bud needs. Along with a variety of different levels of nicotine, they have something for everyone. This stuff is great, guys. Personally, I am a big fan of the espresso flavor at the moment because it's espresso martini season, baby. baby. And why not have a little bit of that flavor without having a drink and still getting that great buzz? And to spread the love, I'm working with Lucy to get you guys a deal in time for espresso martini season. Go to the link in the description now and use code JAYCHI when you put together your cart of whatever you choose from Lucy to get 20% off your first order. Lucy also offers free shipping and has a 30-day return refund policy if you change your mind. So try it out, give it a whirl, and if you don't like it, send it back. Lucy has your back. Supporting the sponsor is supporting the channel. Please go to the link in the description now and try Lucy today. So let's get into the thick of this trade package with the Cleveland Browns, because the Browns need help in the run game. They're blowing up their roster potentially, and they're going to want to save a lot of cap. Well, Teller carries a lot of cap, and that's okay for the Chicago Bears because we have the money and we're going to want to pay for the best of the best. We can ship them Khalil Herbert to help with that running game situation. Khalil Herbert's also in the last year of his rookie contract. Cleveland already is going to start saving a ton of money by just taking him on in $32 million over the next couple of years. And on top of it, too, they can re-sign Herbert if they like him to start their rebuild early. A very good back. I wish the Bears used him more, but he can have a better opportunity in Cleveland. So let's go through that trade, shall we? The Chicago Bears would receive Wyatt Teller, an all-pro offensive guard, and the Browns would receive Khalil Herbert, a guy on his last year of his rookie contract, and a fourth rounder. A very solid deal in my personal opinion. I'm going to break that down more, but this is something that would help the Bears, help the Browns, and help the future of both teams moving forward. So the trade that just happened in the NFL sent Davante Adams to the New York Jets for just a third-round pick. And you're looking at that going an all-pro wide receiver, future Hall of Famer, and Aaron Rodgers' best friend back in New York together. Why would they only send a third? They had to take on a ton of Davante Adams' money, and that's what the Bears would do with Teller. Bears could leverage this by far, also saying, hey, we're not sending you a third. That's just too much. I don't want them to either. But we'll give you a fourth next year, along with a player that's going to help you now, and you could re-sign and help you for the long term. And on top of it, too, the Bears do have the money in order to afford Teller. He would thrive in this situation. He's a good teammate, according to different reports. He's a leader in the locker room. He would fit this Bears culture, especially with Matt Eberflus is looking for. And that's why also I like what this does. The Bears address their guard position. They can still draft someone. Teller can be in front of them for 2 years, coach them, help the rest of the offensive line. And the Bears have a longevity of offensive line talent for a long time, and they're coached to the best by a playing player. Overall, I like this trade idea. I think that it would help both sides out tremendously, and that's why I'm only sending Herbert and a fourth. And as always, everybody, bear down, baby. I want to hear those thoughts in the comment section below, what you think about this trade, because I think that it's very fair and helps his team out tremendously, along with that also for the longevity. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, please hit the like button on this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel if you're a Bears fan and want to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news and notifications. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, bear down, baby.